Hello, everyone. I'm Ivan. As you can see, when we first started, you already got AI for the translation. So generative AI or AI isn't really like optional in our life anymore. It's kind of compulsory. It's kind of like part of our life, no matter we're at work or we're in the leisure time. So today I'm going to share about two topics. One is about the e-commerce, how we actually adapt generative AI. Oh, that's actually the real-time transcription. Okay, so and the other part will be the supply chain, which we apply AI to it. So in a really brief bio of myself. I graduated as a computer science student, and so which means I did a little bit of coding in the past. But recently, there's a lot of Gen AI revolution in various sectors, including program. So nowadays, when I do program, I don't really sit on the computer to do all the coding myself. I basically tell the computer what to do, but you got to be patient because sometimes generative AI, it takes a little bit of time for them to understand your requirement in order to proceed what you want to do. But the good thing is, with the generative AI, even though we do not have the capability in some of the string, we could actually use it in order to empower our business. So today that will be like two sections that will be e-commerce cover customer engagement as well as the automated content, which I'm sure a lot of them already use AI by different company, which has been helping you to generate like the email reply or generate like a social feed in Facebook or IG, right? Another part will be for the supply chain, how we could use the AI to leverage to help on our inventory system as well as for the operation. So for e-commerce side of it, when we talk about customer engagement, mainly that when we go to like an e-shop or a marketplace, the more users, they go to your website, they browse your products, they purchase different items in your site, the more data they will get, they will gather. And once they got more data, they will kind of learn more user behavior. Normally how user will start looking for product and the exact customer journey until checkout. They can kind of map out what most people they will like to do or how will trigger them to buy the products. Another part will be the automation, but I will go first with the engagement. So for the engagement part of it, your e-shop or even a marketplace is the front end of your business selling products, physical products, right? So if we know how user will browse the website, we know how they react with different products. Do they go to particular category before they go into a particular products? We will have all the data, right? So the more traffic, we will have more data, which means we have the big data for the AI to learn, and we will map out a more accurate path for the user to follow. Besides that, because we know what product the user purchased in the past month or past 6 months, the data will help the site, the e-shop, to give the user more personal recommendation. Say you have been looking a lot of the item for TV game, for example. So the site know you actually like TV game, you are kind of like a gamer. Then the system know the exact category of product you're looking for. So the system can show you more related product, which increase their chances to sell more product as well as for the conversion. So it's more like recommendation, but in a more personalizing level, as well as they can target a particular offer to you. So when a user, they go into your website and then they see a particular product, once even you leave the site, because of the data they have collected, they can cooperate with like advertising company like Google or Facebook and retarget the user which has been looking for a particular product, which is a retargeting ad. It's all purely based on the personalization. Another part would be the product discovery. So basically, when you go to a website, they have like hundreds of different categories, and they may have thousands or hundreds of thousands of products, which make it harder for the user to find the right product at the right moment. But with your searching behavior in the website, they kind of know what type of products or keywords you put it in the system. So based on that, they will show you a more accurate product and offer to attract your purchase decision. So one of the case would be, I'm sure a lot of us might be using Amazon in the past. The particular system of Amazon is not just a single e-shop. It's a marketplace which gather hundreds of thousands or millions of the traffic. So once they got lots of the information, for example, let's say a user who go to the site and look for a lookbook, and you can see, based on the lookbook I'm looking for, they know you actually need the mouse, or you need the case, or you need other accessory. It's more like a combination. It's more like a combination of the product, which a lot of the users, they might be interested. And the good thing is they bundle everything for you, make it easy for you to purchase, and they can increase the sales figure as well. And this particular action of the bundle sales, as well as it shows you normally the user who look for this particular lookbook, they will look for other lookbook as well. So because we are kind of like a curious buyer that we wonder what other people might be interested in. So it shows you what other people might be interested in for those lookbook. For this strategy, actually increase the sales a lot, like 35% with recommendation. But because of they have a lot of data, that's why they can do a really accurate recommendation. So the other part will be for using the Gen AI to create a lot of content. In terms of content, I suppose about 2.5 years ago, when ChatGPT started appearing, comparing what we have at the moment for the AI model, which like they improve every single week, not month. For example, last week, I remember Google introduced a new AI model called Gemini 2.5, which outrank other AI model in terms of the accuracy, in terms of the reasoning, which AI are getting smarter, which means if I'm not a copywriter, AI already wrote the marketing copy or email marketing copy better than I do already. And also for like social media, I don't really write that for myself. I don't even know how to do the Chinese typing in the computer anyway. So that's why I need to use AI to help for me. Even the PowerPoint you're looking at the moment, I use AI to do all the research and kind of give me consolidate idea of what I should be sharing, and then I just pick the one which make more sense for this topic. So you can see it will help us a lot, as well as for the customer service. A lot of the company, they will receive like 24/7 inquiry asking about maybe the product color, whether it has a size, whether it has a inventory. The AI chatbot could reply the user inquiry correctly, because it's kind of like a simple query for them anyway. Even though we don't have like the AI technology like Amazon, they invest a lot of money, but we can simply use some of the turnkey solution. One of them, which is quite popular, is called Shopify. I'm sure some of you have already thought. So this particular company called eCommerce, they have thousands of products in their site. And in order to attract more users to buy the product, or for them to understand the product, they need to improve the product content. By doing that, in the past, they need to spend like 100 hours per month in order to do all the content optimization. But with Shopify already embraced AI, they put the AI system into Shopify. So basically, you can just click some of the button. You still need to fill up some information though. For example, you may have some keywords of some products. You just fill those up. And then based on those keywords, you can ask AI to generate catchy or target particular user group content, which is quite tailored for the user. And it helps them to save hundreds of hours per month, so they can freeze the time and do what it really matters for the business, which means grow the business. They can think more strategically in what way can bring in more traffic as well as for the conversion. And the other part, which is for the Sephora, which is a marketplace for cosmetic and skincare. They launch app as well as they're leveraging on the social media chatbot. So basically, when you go to a chatbot and then if you ask for a recommendation, say I want some makeup tips, I want some skincare advice, you can simply put the information there and they will suggest to you. And also, they're doing something called a makeup class. So user can sign up the class and try out the product themselves in their shop. But instead of using tons of manual work to build people's in, people can simply go to the chatbot and tell the chatbot where they live in terms of the zip code. And the chatbot will suggest them whether you want this location, should I book you in for trying out the product, etc. And besides using the chatbot for the communication with the user, they also build an app. I'm not sure whether I could play that for you. Let me quickly see whether I could play that. Right. So basically, people who are interested to buying lipstick, they will have issue to see whether the color fits for them or not. So they build apps so you can try out different colors of the lipstick. So for the user, that will help them to knowing which color actually benefit the most, which looks better on them. Instead of getting the user into the shop to try out themselves, they can already get a quick preview. Is this color good for them? And not just showing them the color. At the top of it, you can see they show you the exact product shopping link as well. So that will show you if you like the look of it, if you like the color of it, you can order at the fingertip. So they try to streamline everything to make the user convenience, and that is what we should do to think industries to try to think what makes them to purchase easier, to remove all the boundary. That's how we should use the technology, right? So the other part will be about the supply chain. The first part is about e-commerce. So for the supply chain, which means we can leverage on the AI to help us to manage better for the inventory, to avoid things like if the product is really good sales, we don't want to have stock out, or some product we don't even have stock. So we can use AI to plan ahead based on what data we have got in the past. But if you're a new business, of course, you don't have much history for the AI to learn or to analysis. The other part will be for the operational optimization. To run in a supply chain, there's a lot of different elements in the supply chain. For the planning, for the inventory, and for the operational, like logistic, those are just two parts of it, which I will cover. So for the planning part of it, normally for the supplier, what they will have headache is, what if a product, not a lot of people they're going to buy it, but I still have a lot of inventory, that would be an issue. But on the other hand, if this is kind of like a best-selling product, but I don't even have a product to sell, that is another problem. So for the AI, if we have a lot of the historical sales, we know some of the factors that might affect the buying behavior, like the weather or the economy shift, things like that. if all the data put into the AI system, so they will give you a forecast what kind of products or what type of product we should be putting more into the system, or we should be making more product for particular category, which can help us to avoid overstock or stock out. So this is how we manage for our company, like the cash flow and things like that, using the AI analysis. So the case is from Walmart. Because they have a lot of shop, they have a lot of supplier for the inventory. Based on their sales data, they don't just look at the sales data, they look at the seasonal pattern as well as in some city, they might be hosting like local events. So they will forecast or assume some of the product will be more people interesting to buy because of the particular events. Based on all this, they use AI to do the forecast and the projection to see which product will be in the top sale, so they should stock more. And by doing that, they reduce the stock by 16%, so to reduce the risk to holding too much stock and to increase the cost for the inventory as well. So this is how company they are already doing. But you could say, oh, they're a big company, they have all the money, they have a lot of the resources to build all this stuff. But you know what? A lot of the startup or even some company like the ERP or the inventory system, they already embase AI into it. So now it's a matter of whether you want to use it, you whether think Gen AI will help your business and trying to take baby step to see whether AI could help for your business, no matter for forecast, no matter for the inventory management as well. The other part for the logistic, which is for operation optimization, mainly for logistic optimization, basically. So when we have a lot of warehouse, a lot of different supplier or even retailer, scheduling for the truck to different location for the delivery become more important, because if we can map out the best route across all the shop from the warehouse, we could save tons of fuels, tons of man hour for the driving, as well as having a faster delivery to the retail shop so they can sell out the product faster, and which increase the sale as well. So basically, we could use AI to analyze the traffics. We can use what we call external data like weather, and then we can map out the location, and then the AI can give you the most optimal route, and then that end up reducing fuels and have a faster delivery to the retail shop. And for the warehouse management, because we use AI to predict the sales. Of course, not every time it is accurate, but at least we have a direction whether some of the category of a product is going to selling fast. So we can use automate reordering, but it really depends on the inventory system you're using. But I assume a lot of them, they are start adapting more AI into their system because it saves your time and it saves cost as well. So one of the ways to save the logistic or optimize the logistic way is what we call travel salesman problem. When I was back in the, studying in school for programming, I remember the first coding project is if you are a salesman, but you need to visit a lot of different clients in the state. How do you optimize the best route so you don't waste your time in traveling? So in coding, we need to calculate a lot for all the distance, and then try to map out what is the best route from the point A to point B until we reach out all the user. But that is kind of simple based on what DHL is doing. So they are not just doing from location to location. They need to calculate like the stock inventory, and they need to know the weather, and they have a lot more to handle, not just for as simple as what we call a traveling salesman problem. So with nowadays, the generative AI technology, we can put in a lot of more data than in the past. I'm not sure you have a term called token. So token kind of means how AI capacity is. So in the past, you can only fit in only some data into the AI to analysis for the reports or for recommendation. But nowadays, we can put in like 1 million word, which is a lot of the data. Imagine that convert into data. We can fit in a lot of the data into the AI for them to process and to get a better recommendation as an overall solution. And it is even getting better and better. So I assume more AI technology introduced in different industry, it should help them to increase their positivities, as well as making faster decision for you to choose. So eventually that means we will increase our sales, and we can also ask AI for recommendation for conversion. For Gen AI, not just we can put in information into the Gen AI. Some of my friends, they already are running different kind of e-shop. They even screen capture their website of their e-shop and then just give it to AI to ask, is this interface, is this UI helping user to find what they want? Is it easy to navigate the website? So if you are not expert in a lot of the field, that's okay, because nowadays if we know how to ask the right question, we can ask AI for the recommendation, no matter is for copywriting, no matter is for design advice, or even for the inventory management idea. So that's about my sharing about AI in e-commerce and for the operation optimization. So to sum up, in my PowerPoint, you could use AI for engage the user. And for the user, they can find the product in the right time at the right moment, so they will buy the products. And then we can use AI to engage the user, so which save tons of our customer service hour with the 24/7 power to the user. But just need to be careful when we do customer service. We need to be ensured the AI train with our product data, so it won't say something strange or weird out of our product range. And for the operation optimization, we can leverage on AI to help us for the inventory forecast as well as for the logistic part of it. So that's about the sharing I have. If you do want to connect afterward, that's my email, or you can find me afterward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan, very much for your insightful sharing on AI. And let's move to Q&A session, shall we? So if there are any questions from the audiences, please raise your hand and we will pass the microphone to you accordingly.
Hello, I'm Andres from the Netherlands. What type of challenges you see with using AI?
Well, when I first started using AI like 2.5 years ago, there's a lot of what we call hallucination. So it would say something which is not true, it's not accurate, and the data is out there. But nowadays, the AI are getting smarter with more data they train it on. And also, there's a quite important part. Normally, I use AI for research, is using the AI which they will go online to search for information. Because let's say ChatGPT, Perplexity, or Gemini, they do go online to search for information. For another AI called Claude, which is direct competitor of ChatGPT, they only introduced the web browsing a month ago. So not every AI tools, they will have the searching ability online. But those I mentioned, they already embed for that. And normally I will use that to search for the latest information, and they have the information to take reference. So that will reduce the hallucination, which means the error. But based on what some of the people like Sam Altman, they already mentioned, hallucination won't be go away. It's kind of part of the AI, but they reduce in the minimum level in order to maintain the accuracy of the content they provide. Yeah.
Thank you.